The meeting of the, Traffic Commission. Can we have a call of the roll, please?
Sure. Sergeant Shinik?
Yep.
Commissioner Hall?
Here.
Commissioner Rowe?
Here.
Commissioner Stillion?
Yep.
Commissioner Brianza?
Here.
All right. If everyone has read the minutes from the last meeting, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes from the last meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And it's a vote. I'll now open the public hearings. I'll start with 879. Establish a four-way stop at the intersection of Adams and Sheridan Streets. Is there anyone here to speak in favor? Just identify yourself for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rick Stabbett, I'm the Ward 2 City Councilor. Since I took office in January, I've been hearing about this. I think it went back to back when Councilor Trahant was on the council. I spoke to him about it. He was in favor of it. I've had the neighbors in that general intersection area reach out to me, show me the broken fences from cars crashing into them. And I think I even referenced last month when I was here that because it's on my mind, one night I was going down that street, which I now drive about as cautiously going through that intersection as I do, Summer and Commercial Street on a green light. And I purposely slowed down just because I'm aware of it, and a truck came blasting right across Sheridan Street. If I hadn't slowed down, it would have broadsided me. So that's basically the concern of the neighbors down there. I know this concern because people fear the hill, but it's right at a spot where Sheridan Street crosses Adams Street. It's at a spot where the road kind of flattens out. So I don't think there's really a concern from the cars coming up the other way. And if anything, it would serve to slow cars coming down the hill as the road flattens out before it hits the big drop that falls right onto Chestnut Street. So for those reasons and the neighbors' concerns, I'm in favor of it. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else here to speak in favor? Anyone else here to speak in favor? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Anyone here to speak in opposition? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the hearing for the wishes of the board.
We have traffic information and stuff on that, or?
I don't think there's any new traffic data. I haven't been requested.
I don't think I even had it from when it originally went out. Okay, so from crash data, 2012 there was 1, 2013 2, 2014 2, 2015 1, 2016 3, 2017 3. There were 12 crashes in the last 5 years. Just for perspective, there were 20 other intersections that also had 12 crashes and 130 intersections that had more than 12.
130 had more than 12? And they have stop signs, or they don't? We don't know that.
That wasn't passed along to me.
I believe when I ran that, which was back in January, that was just looking at all intersections, whether there's lights,
Okay, so, yeah.
signage or no signs or whatever. It's a mixture of everything, so.
Well, we've heard Council Starboard's request, and I'll make a motion to approve 879.
I'll second that.
All right, motion made and seconded to approve a four-way stop sign at the intersection of Adams and Sheridan Streets. All those in favor?
Aye.
And those opposed?
I'm a no
I'm a no.
on that one.
Well, you're a no?
I'm a no, yeah.
You're a no? Okay.
So what was the vote? I missed everything. Huh?
I thought you said you approved it.
Well, I
You made a motion to approve
to, I guess it's a call to a vote, right?
Okay, so let me take a,
Well, let's take a poll right here. I vote no.
Well, before we call the question, Can we get some traffic information on this, showing the intersections with, like, if they have a light, if they have things, and
I mean, we've been kicking a can around on this one for years, have we not?
That's a through street too, that's not a, you have a through street, but a stop sign on a hill. So,
So I think it's a bad idea because of the stop on the hill myself. I don't live there,
If I could, I think even coming up
where are you on this?
I don't like it either.
the hill.
On the street, no.
Hamilton or Beacon Hill, there, which are hills, the stop signs there. In some cases, I think there are four-way stop signs in some spots in the highway.
Maybe you should table it until we get more information.
On Hamilton?
where's this
I
now?
was trying to do.
On the fire station side of Rock Ave. You drop down, and from there, the stop signs all throughout there.
Not that I can picture off the top of my head. On High Rock?
What's the street?
We good. There's
Coming
one-
up Rock Ave, you take a left, like onto
Hollingsworth?
Hollingsworth, go past the firehouse and take a right. What's that street?
Not Allen,
Bayview.
not Allen,
Hey, that's-
Bayview
All
Ave.
the way, okay. So where the streets all intersect there, aren't they four-way stops there? Like Hamilton and,
Hamilton and Bayview?
not
Granite,
Hamilton and,
granite. Granite, right?
get out the phone, I'm not familiar with it. Or, I'm familiar with it, but the names of the streets up
I'd actually like to
there.
make a motion to table it for more information. If there's a second on that, I think a motion to table is non-debatable. I don't know, I will heed to the chair.
Hamilton,
Where are you talking, Rick?
Hamilton,
Bayview, the intersections of Bayview with Hamilton and Beacon Hill.
Changes the Beacon Hill, BHA.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, if you say so, I'm not doubting, I'm absorbing the phone here. So where do we stand on this? What's,
You can either go for the vote or the table. I don't, I will do what this board wishes.
now, like you said, we've been kicking it around. I'm just going to move to have the vote. Again, I'll vote no.
Andy is a
I'm
no,
a no.
I'm gonna go no.
I'm in favor.
so it's a no.
Okay, the motion is denied.
Sorry, Rick.
Number 909, establish an isolated stop sign on Collins Street Terrace, northbound at the intersection of Orange Court. Is there anyone here to speak in favor?
Oh, yes.
Can we do, is it appropriate to do the discussion for all three at once?
I-
I would say yes. Do you have a problem if we do all three?
All three of them?
I mean, you
It's part of
All
the
right.
same.
Actually,
know
have
just as
four.
well as I do.
Are there four of them?
909, 910.
10 and 9.
So it's 909, 910.
10, 911, and
So
912.
we're doing one public hearing for all four? Is that
For
fine
all,
with the
for all
audience?
four of them.
Yeah.
Well,
Once
he is a
again, Rick
one.
Stavitt, the Ward 2 City Councilor. I've worked with both Bob Stillion and Sasson Shinnick on this over the summer, with the school department, with the neighbors. It's a tough area to make work and to try to keep everybody happy, but I think that this was a great compromise, that probably the best we could do, given the circumstances in there, so I'm in favor.
And I would agree, I mean, we can try it out, I'm not sure, I mean, we put a lot of time and effort into it originally, 5, 6 years ago, and I don't think these changes will hurt anything, but, if we do see, we may have to go revisit it, but as of right now, I don't think anything there is gonna, change anything, so. Is there anyone else here to speak in favor? Anyone else here to speak in favor? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Anyone here to speak in opposition? Anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the hearing, and I'll,
I make a motion to do exactly what we have for the four.
Is it, how do you want to do it? You vote on each one? Is that the best way, or you want to do them all at once, from a vote standpoint?
I think if somebody has an opposition, we can do them separately, if they're all in favor of all. Or if anything on a modification on my motion, I don't have a problem. If there's something somebody has a problem
Yeah,
with.
if someone wants to modify the motion at all, I don't think
And did
there's,
you have any concerns?
No, I think it's difficult no matter what
So
you do down there.
motion made, is there a second?
I'll second that.
motion made and seconded to accept all four of those, number 909, 910, 911, and 912. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And it's a vote. I'm going to do
Take
the...
15, 16,
I
17.
was just going to say, I'm going to do the same thing with the next four. Establish no overnight parking from 10 PM to 6 AM on Alley Street, from Pleasant to Blossom, on Harding Street, on Carolyn Road, and on Circle Ave. Those are all the same. No parking 10 PM to 6 AM. Is there anyone here to speak in favor? Is there anyone here to speak in favor? Is there anyone here to speak in favor? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Anyone here to speak in opposition? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the hearing. What are the wishes of the board?
It's needed. Basically, we have a problem down there. We have calls in some different areas. Alley Street, there's a lot of auto repair shops that are leaving cars there with parts and so forth on the street. It's going to clean up the streets at night. It's going to allow for sweepers and stuff to get down there. So I make a motion to approve the four.
And again, unless someone has a particular issue with any of them, I'll entertain a second then.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to approve numbers 915, 16, 917, and 918. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And it's a vote. Public hearing for number 920, the school bus parking on Blossom Street for the Washington School. I believe it was to extend the bus parking further up the street, up to the driveway of St. George's, and there was a time limit on it. I think it's in the
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah.
From 6:30 AM to 3 PM. So is there anyone here to speak in favor? Anyone here to speak in favor? Is there anyone here to speak in favor? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Anyone here to speak in opposition? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the hearing. What are the wishes of the board?
I'll make a motion to extend the bus stop with the restriction of the hours.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to extend the bus stop up to the driveway of St. George's, and that'd be from 6:30 AM to 3 PM for bus parking only. All those in favor?
Aye.
And those opposed? And it's a vote. New business. Number 922, establish 15-minute parking in front of 211, 213, and 217 Lewis Street. I believe we have a letter.
We do. It's from Sonia Martinez, and she writes, "To whom it may concern, I hereby notify you that I am the owner of Sonia's Accessories and More facility located at 211 Lewis Street, and I need a permit for my clients to have access to park so they can enter my business, because when I come, I always find the parking a lot full of cars that not clients, and very difficult because my clients have no place to stay. Thank you, Sonia's Accessories and More." And I did speak with her on the phone, and she was asking for, I clarified it a little more than her letter. She was asking for 15-minute parking to be established in front of the 3 businesses that are located in that
But
building.
again, what is the concerns of the other 2 businesses?
She said that she had spoken with the other 2 businesses, and they were for it also. There is a parking lot behind the building, but I think it's employees park there.
Just Darren's ward? Whose ward is this?
This is Darren's Wood. I put a picture of the building in there too.
It's on Broad Street, right?
It's right on
On
Lewis.
Lewis.
Lewis Street, across
excuse
the
me,
bridge,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, actually, there's 2 50-minute parking spots in front of the roast beef place and the other
Right.
one.
So
And they're
that's why
looking
I
to keep going down the street a little bit.
pass the colored pictures down. It might be a little easier to see.
Look at it.
So she's to the left of the roast beef place.
This
Yep.
is actually 211,
Yeah, right.
213, and
And
217.
217.
Yeah, I don't know how quick I can eat a sandwich.
Moving forward to, about the stop sign and all that?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm late.
Shall we talk about the stop sign?
You may have missed it, but
Can we hold this?
I didn't. Going on,
Sheridan?
yes. Okay. You're good.
Sorry. So I would, is it a wise choice, do you think, to set it down for a public hearing
I would like.
prior, or do you want to hear from Darren
I would
first?
like input from the counselor and
Yeah,
possibly the other businesses.
Just 2 businesses, make sure they're
Yeah.
on board, yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I'll
let-
entertain a
let-
motion.
I make that motion.
I second.
Motion made and seconded to table it and get some information from the ward counselor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And it's a vote.
Can I make a motion to bring 913 off the table? No parking on Shillington Avenue?
913.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to remove 913 off the table, and that's to amend the existing ordinance from no parking on both sides of Shillington Ave to no parking both sides from the intersection of Linwood Street to number 15 Shillington Ave. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, it's off the table. What's the wishes of the board?
We have a letter on this one, right? This is,
We sent a letter to
what's the history on this one?
to the ward council. I spoke to him this morning. He said he was in favor of doing that. It was also brought to my attention originally by Councilor Field, who was looking to do the same thing, but we wanted to check with Councilor Walsh. They're both for it, so.
All right, I'll make a motion to set it down for a public hearing, 913.
I second that.
Motion made and seconded to set down number 913 for public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And it's a vote. Do you have something else you were?
Yeah.
890?
894. Stop sign in Fayette at Collins Street.
I'll make a motion to take it off the table.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to take 894, stop sign at Fayette Street in the intersection of Collins Street off the table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And it's off the table with the wishes.
What is the, you have something you'd like to add, Counselor?
I asked to have it put on the agenda, spoke about it a little bit at the last meeting. Neighbor concerns, this is where, and I know it's a hill, but it's where traffic comes from Adams Street Extension, up crossing Collins Street. Folks coming from the Chestnut Street side of Collins, you can't see any cars coming up that hill until you're in front of it. There's just no way to avoid it. Even coming down Collins the other way, it's difficult. The way the cars come flying up the hill there. So residents asked me, because one of them asked me to explore having a stop sign put there. There's currently a stop sign on the Collins Street side, but not on that Fayette Street side. The other side of Fayette Street is one way.
Is one way.
It's a tough spot.
Yeah, my concern, I live on Fenton Place, which is down, and actually you and I talked about this a few months ago. I don't think a stop sign would be good there, one, because of the hill. I actually wanted a stop sign on the other end, coming off of Chestnut Street and Adams Street Exchange, because when they whip around that corner, nobody's stopping. And they whip around that corner, and there's a lot of the cars in my neighborhood there have been being hit. I got a 14-year-old that crosses the street there, and she's almost been hit. I know the speed limit in Lynn is 25, but they whip around that corner doing 30 and 40, and I've been hit almost hit.
So they come up from Lynn English, say, and then they take a left on Collins?
Yeah, well, going up the hill, that's where
If I let
they
them
want to put the stop
Right,
sign
on the taking,
on the
they-
top of the hill. I don't think it would be a good idea on the top of the hill, because come the wintertime, you're going up, now you're stuck. If the city doesn't salt and sand that hill, you're not going anywhere. I understand from Collins Street coming over, there is a stop sign. Maybe if we put a yield sign there too, that way that people know they got to stop and then yield to the people coming up Fayette Street, because the other part of Fayette's a one-way.
We always,
But I want to actually see a stop sign on the other
He
end.
wants a stop sign on Adams Street Extension.
Yeah.
At Fayette Street in front of the car.
And not do this one.
Yes, because to me, I'm just thinking of, I go up that hill myself, and I got a truck going up there in the winter. If the city hasn't salted, I even spin a little bit. Now we're gonna stop. So I'm against it. I'm against my ward councilor.
And you're for the stop sign here, and what's your thing on his?
Right. I don't think it would work on the Adams Street Extension front.
It's too wide, I don't think.
There's no lines painted
Is
there.
it's wide. and
Right by the
it's
church.
a big
Yes.
curve. It's
Yeah.
not a corner, it's a curve.
Yeah.
So cars they come down
To the
Adams
light.
Street, Adams Street Extension.
And just right
and
around
they're
the corner.
almost on two wheels, banging it onto Fayette Street.
Mr. Chairman, I know the police does an excellent job out there sometimes if you put a car in the area. I don't know if we have, I know funding right now is tough, but if a car could go in the area, maybe it could help with the speeding.
I mean, park it on Fayette, Fenton Place, park it in my street.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's living there, go park there. And I mentioned that to the ward council, I'm like, park a cruiser there. We would make a ton of money. I mean, the speed limit's 25 in Lynn, unless otherwise posted, and they're whipping on that corner doing 30 and 40. And I know there's been complaints about the speed down in that area. That's just in my area. The stop sign's up the hill a
Yeah.
little bit further up. My concern is the kids, that there's a lot more kids in the neighborhood, in schools. I agree with the stop sign, but I don't think it would be good on the hill.
Yeah. Well, right now, we're dealing with the motion, the 894, with the stop sign on Fayette Street. What are the wishes of the board for that?
I think I'd like to set one down for a public hearing and let, we can sort it out at the public hearing, whether,
I'll second that.
All right, motion made and seconded to set down 894 for a public
Fair.
hearing. All those in favor? And those opposed? And it's a vote.
so sir, if you're really concerned about this, the next
Come.
meeting is when you want to come voice your displeasure.
Yep, no, that's fine.
And
And I
as far as down the other end, personally, I would almost think that to help alleviate that, you'd almost need a curb extension sticking out there to stop the cars from coming around.
Yeah.
It's wide very much.
I know approaching, if you're heading towards English, you don't know, and you're going to take a left to go up towards Chestnut, you don't know where you should,
You don't know
I
where the
think
cars are
technically you
coming.
should be over by the church, but you're,
That whole
It's-
width is monstrous.
Boston
Yeah.
Square.
any stretch of pavement where it's very wide like that and not delineated for cars is tricky.
It would be against the law. I was gonna go out there and paint lines, because people pull up, and if I'm turning to go to Chestnut Street on the Fayette, they pull right up to the next, right up to the right of you. And you go to turn, you're gonna run right into them.
Right.
It is a wide intersection. I mean, I take care of my own street. I do my own plowing for the street, for the city. And we put all the snow there, but even that, people still whip around that corner.
Right, right.
It's so wide. There's no lines, there's nothing painted. that would help maybe slow people down and,
That's something we could probably do. DPW could do that, probably paint some lines down there.
I mean, I'll go get the paint and I'll paint it myself, it's no big deal, it's only $50 worth of paint, I'll do that.
Right, right.
I wonder if there's value in kind of bringing the sidewalk out and.
That's what I meant by curb extension.
He doesn't have a lot of chapter money, 90 money
To the
now.
color.
I'm not volunteering curbs and sidewalks, but I'll volunteer some paint. How's that?
His chapter 90 money is fucking fun.
Well, we can at least start looking into it, maybe we can come up with some ideas or,
I mean,
for down
I'm
there.
also looking at the coffers for the city. Like I said, if we can get something there, a cruiser or even somebody just walking the beat, just park there and just stand there with a gun. Not a gun.
Shoot him as they go by.
The reservation there.
The amount of money that we would have just on that
Well,
one,
maybe
in that
busy.
section would, I'm looking at probably thousands of dollars. I'm assuming it's what, like $60 for a speeding ticket or something?
It depends on what the speed is.
Well, it's 25 in Lynn, they're doing at least 30. So I don't know what, but I mean.
Unfortunately, a big part of it is manpower. The
Yeah.
police only have so many bodies.
Our traffic safety unit, which did a lot of that stuff, was dismantled and put back on patrol because we're shorthanded, and so now it's up to the root cause for the most part to do it, and
But even
they're
with that,
shorthanded. and-
That would
but-
more than pay for an officer.
Right.
With tickets, I mean, basically just, even if we hired somebody.
But this would be good for discussion at the public hearing.
Yeah. So,
All right. Is there anything else we want?
Do you want to
Counsel?
request that as an agenda item at the next meeting?
Which one?
The intersection of Fayette and Adams Street extension?
you can if you want to, or we can discuss
Or
it
would that be
and
part of
see.
this whole discussion? We could just add it to it, or?
Well, it wouldn't be part of the other, the Fayette Street stop sign, but.
It's close, but it's
Two separate
different.
intersections.
Or between now and then, maybe members take a peek at it?
Take a look, and that's what I would suggest, take a look at it, we can get together and see.
Yeah, maybe we could
There's some-
do, we might be able to do something with paint down there.
I was down there an hour and a half ago.
I just came through there.
I mean, the main thing is,
Yeah.
always be too. I mean, the paint is the one thing, I think that would help that intersection.
Which Andy is going to do, correct?
I'm gonna
Try to
look into it, yeah.
facilitating it.
Even paint,
You put it on
as
Saturday.
much as you think it's cheap, isn't cheap anymore.
No. That's why I said, I mean, I'll go spend the $50 a month.
No, it's,
It's okay, we'll take care of it.
Why spend the taxpayers' money on that, I mean, it is a safety issue.
Right.
Like I said, the stop sign, I want to go against that one on the other end. I'm just thinking of the hill on that. But we
Can you
take-
give me your name for the
Yeah.
record?
Yeah, it's Peter, Iodice, IODICE, and I live at Fenton Place.
Thank you.
Rick, do you have anything else you'd like to,
No, that was it.
is there any other wishes?
I'm good.
Make another meeting.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Motion made and seconded to adjourn, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, and it's a vote.
Great.